Ludwig van Beethoven, a story of genius, silence, and eternal music. Long ago in the city of Bonn, Germany, in the year 1770, a child was born who would change the history of music forever. His name was Ludwig van Beethoven. From the very beginning, Beethoven's life was not easy. His father was a strict and ambitious man who believed his son was destined to become a musical genius like Mozart. Because of this, young Ludwig was forced to practice music for hours every day, even when he was tired or sick. While other children played outside, Beethoven sat at the piano, repeating notes again and again. But something was different about him. Even as a child, Beethoven was not just playing music. He was feeling it deeply. Every note had emotion. Every melody had meaning. When he was only 7 years old, he performed in public for the first time. His father exaggerated his age, calling him younger than he really was, to make him seem more like a child prodigy. People were impressed, but Beethoven himself was not satisfied. He always wanted to go deeper, to create something greater than what already existed. As he grew older, Beethoven moved to Vienna, the heart of European music. There, he studied under great composers and quickly gained a reputation as a brilliant pianist and composer. His music was powerful, emotional, and different from anything people had heard before. But then, tragedy struck. In his late 20s, Beethoven began to lose his hearing. At first, it was just a ringing in his ears. Then sounds became unclear. Slowly, the world around him grew silent. For a musician, this was a nightmare. Imagine a painter losing his eyesight. Imagine a writer losing the ability to read. Beethoven was losing the very sense that defined his life. He became depressed and isolated. In one of his most famous letters, known as the Heiligenstadt Testament, Beethoven confessed his despair. He even admitted that he had thought about ending his life, but something inside him stopped him. That something was music. Beethoven decided that if he could not hear the world, he would create a world that others could hear forever. And so, even as he became completely deaf, Beethoven continued to compose. This is one of the most unbelievable parts of his story. Some of his greatest masterpieces were created when he could no longer hear a single sound. He would press his ear to the piano to feel the vibrations. He would imagine entire orchestras in his mind. Music no longer came from the outside world. It came from within him. During this silent period of his life, Beethoven created some of the most powerful music in history. His Symphony No. 5, with its famous Da 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 opening, became a symbol of fate and struggle. His Symphony No. 9, which includes the Ode to Joy, became one of the most celebrated works ever written, expressing hope, unity, and humanity.
He could not hear their applause, but he could see their admiration. Despite his genius, Beethoven's life was often lonely. He struggled with health problems, financial stress, and isolation. He never married, and his relationships were complicated. Yet through all of this, he never stopped creating. His music became more than entertainment. It became emotion itself, joy, anger, sorrow, hope, and struggle, all expressed without words. Beethoven died in 1827 at the age of 56. At his funeral, thousands of people attended. He was buried in Vienna, the city where he had created his greatest works. Today, Beethoven is remembered as one of the greatest composers in history. His music is still played everywhere, in concerts, movies, and even in moments of personal reflection. But his true legacy is not just music. It is resilience. Beethoven teaches us that even when life takes away something precious, it is still possible to create something extraordinary. Even in silence, he found a way to speak to the world. His story is not just about a composer. It is about a human being who refused to give up. And that is why, centuries later, the world is still listening.